Welcome to this 12-minute intermediate deep core Pilates workout. Within this session, we're going to be working on firing up those deep transverse abdominals and creating stability throughout your body. Let's begin in all fours. Make sure that your hips are stacked over your knees and wrists are directly under your shoulders. We're going to begin by just doing a couple pelvic tilts to find that neutral. And then when you're ready, tuck your toes under and begin to hollow your knees off the ground. So as you breathe out, you're going to pull the belly button in, lift the knees just off the ground. It doesn't have to be very high. And then place them back down. We're going to do 10 reps like this just to warm up our abdominals. Lovely work. After this next one, you're going to pop your knees back down, untuck your toes, and we're going to begin with our swimmer's variation. So extending opposite arm and leg away from your body to begin. You're just going to lift them up and then lower back down. So breathing in as you lower and breathing out as you lift up. Make sure you're staying nice and stable throughout the torso and your weight is evenly split between the standing arm and leg. Once you've done your 10 reps like this, we're going to move into our standard bird dog variation. So this time as you lower, you're going to bring your knee and your arm back to the starting position and then lift all the way out. Make sure that as you're lifting up, you're not arching in the lower back, so your core is still pulled in and your ribs are connected to your hips. So again, everything is nice and stable throughout the torso, it's just the opposite arm and leg moving. Again, after your 10th rep, you're going to keep your arm and leg extended, and then we're just going to begin with hip circles. So taking nice big circles, trying to keep your hips square towards the ground as you're doing this. You're going to do 10 in one direction and then 10 in the opposite direction. Keep a nice steady breath as you do this and keep thinking about pulling your shoulder blades down your back, so you don't want to be tensing up. You're almost there. Well done. Pop your leg and arm back down, and then we're going to repeat all of that on the other side, starting with our knee hovers. So tuck your toes back under, and on your breath out you're going to lift just an inch off the ground and then pop your knees back down. You've got 10 reps here. Really drawing that belly button in towards your spine. Make sure that it's your core work lifting you up. Untuck your toes and let's go straight into our swimmer's variation. So just lifting your arm up and down, breathing out as you lift up, keeping everything nice and connected throughout. As you're doing this, really think about reaching your fingers and your toes away from your center so you've got a two-way pull. On your next one, bring in your arm and leg back to the starting position and then lifting up from there. So we're now adding a bit more movement and a bit more instability to the work. If, however, this is a bit too challenging for today, feel free to go back to the first variation. And holding it there, we're going for those hip circles, so 10 in one direction and then reverse. I know your glutes are probably burning by now, but keep drawing that belly button in, try and keep that torso nice and steady and your arm lifted. Good job. Bring your arm and leg back down and then push your hips back towards your heels for a quick child's pose. A well-deserved release. Well done. That was a tough first section. On your next breath out, roll yourself up and through, dropping your hips down towards the mat so you can really extend those abdominals. They need a good stretch after that. If you want, you can just stay there or give yourself a few head rolls either side. And then when you're ready, come back to that 4-point kneeling position for our next section. Tuck your toes under. You're going to breathe out to bring yourself into that hover. Staying there, you're going to take one leg and start driving the knee in towards your chest. You've got 10 little pulse-like movements in this position until we add on. After your 10th one, we're going to move into our sit-through. So swiveling around that leg that was just coming in towards your chest is now going to kick out to the side in front of you. And then you're coming back to that 4-point kneeling, hovering the knees off all the way through. We don't get a rest here. We're going to do 10 reps of these. If you're feeling spicy today and want to challenge your balance a little bit more, as you swivel to the side, lift your free arm up towards the ceiling and look up. Lovely work. From there, make your way over to a side plank, and then that same leg that was just kicking through is going to come out in front of you, and we're just going to do little lifts. So you're lifting up towards the ceiling, keeping everything nice and stable, belly button pulled in. We've got 10 here. This is working your core, your shoulders, your inner thighs. We're really getting a full body movement. Well done, that was really tough. Come back into your child's pose for a couple of deep breaths, and then you know what's coming. We are of course going to repeat all of that on the other side. So when you're ready, coming back into that 4-point kneeling, tuck your toes under, hover your knees, and on the other leg is going to start driving towards the knee. You've got 10 little pulses here before your sit-throughs. Moving into your sit-throughs, take that same leg, kick it out in front of you, and then swivel back round into that tabletop. Make sure that your knees are hovering all the way through. This is a spicy little set, but you're gonna thank me later. Again, very much a full body movement, so I hope that you're feeling the burn by now. Gorgeous work. Coming back into that side plank, we've got those lifts for 10. Keep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Really connect to the movement to help you through these last few reps. Good job, well done. Coming back into your child's pose, your well-deserved release. Take nice deep breaths and really try to come in deeper into that stretch each time. And then rolling through again, drop your hips down towards the mat just to give those abs a nice release. Roll your head side to side. And then when you're ready, swivel yourself over to come into seated at the front of your mat. We've just got one more section to go. Sitting up nice and tall to begin with, you're going to roll yourself all the way back down to the ground and then step your feet in closer towards your sit bones. From there, bringing both arms behind your head, we're going to start off with 10 little crunches. So really thinking about drawing the belly button down towards the mat and bringing your ribs down towards your hips as you lift up. Keep your elbows nice and wide and breathe out as you lift up. Once you've done your 10, relax your head back down for a second, and then one at a time you're going to float your legs up into tabletop. From there, lift your head and shoulders up, and then one leg at a time we're going to do single leg pulls. So reaching that leg away from you, make sure you're still drawing that belly button in, so your lower back should be pressed into the floor. So as you're reaching that leg away, make sure you're only going as far as you can really control. You've got 10 reps here. Lovely. Once you've done that, drop your legs back down. The leg that you were just extending is going to extend out again, and then you're reaching up into single leg V-sit. So you're reaching your opposite arm and opposite leg straight up towards the ceiling to meet in the middle, and then coming back down. Again, you've got 10 reps. You should be really feeling this in your obliques by now. That was your last one, and now we're going to finish off with a little combination of the two. So starting with both legs in tabletop, head and shoulders lifted, you're going to do one single leg pull, and then 1 V-sit alternating. You've got 10 altogether. Now this is going to get every muscle in your core burning, so keep breathing through it. Really breathe out as you extend away and breathe in as you come back into center. Keep that lower back pressed into the mat. You're doing so well. Good job, you're doing so well. Drop your legs back down and then come into a nice big pencil stretch, really stretching your legs and your arms away from you. You can take a little lean either side, and then when you're ready, come back into your starting position because we're going to redo all of that on the other side. So starting with those single leg pulls, bring your legs up into tabletop, lift your head and shoulders, and let's begin. You've got 10 reps here. This is your last one, and then we're going into those single leg V-sits. So drop your legs back down, extend one leg and arm above your head, and then you're going to reach that toe and arm in the middle, reaching all the way up towards the ceiling, really crunching as far over as you can. Keep drawing that belly button down towards your spine. Lovely work. Final little push. We're going into that combination, so legs in tabletop, head and shoulders lifted. You're doing 1 leg pull, 1 V-sit. You've got 10 reps here, and then we'll stretch. You've got last few reps. I know this is becoming tough now, but really connect to that breath. So breathing out as you extend, breathing in as you come back in. Keep drawing those ribs towards your hips, keeping everything nice and connected. Good job. Pop your head and legs back down, and let's go into that pencil stretch one more time. Really reaching far away from your center, giving those abdominals a nice stretch. And then when you're ready, swivel yourself over to laying on your front. From there, keep your hands by your sides, and then you're going to push the ground away to come into a nice deep stretch. And we're just going to repeat that a few times, working through those abdominals. Looking up towards the ceiling as you lift up, breathe out on the way up, and then pushing your hips back towards your heels for a final child stretch. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoy this deep core Pilates workout, and if you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe for more weekly Pilates videos. See you in the next one.